Graduates and guests, please can I ask you to stand to receive the academic procession.
I declare open this graduation ceremony. Please be seated. Graduating students, guests and staff of the university, it's a great pleasure to welcome you to this graduation ceremony as Vice-Chancellor of Ulster University. The role of Vice-Chancellor is wide-ranging. It has its challenges, but these are greatly outweighed by the pleasure I get as an educator and as a teacher to see the success of Ulster students as they progress through their studies to the realisation of those years of hard work in these graduation ceremonies. The highlight of the university year. Congratulations to all who will walk across this stage and also to those members of family and friends who have supported you through those years. Recent years have seen a significant debate in higher education about the importance of the student experience and ensuring that those who come to university not only benefit from an excellent education, but also enjoy the rewards drawn from a dynamic and vibrant interactions of campus life. Leaving here today, you will be exploring different routes. Some will go on to an employment, some will remain in education, some will go back to your communities to apply your knowledge and skills to advance the economic, social and cultural lives of those communities. A real civic contribution. But before you leave, I think it's worth reflecting on that concept of student experience for a few moments. It is, of course, not only one thing. It will have been different for each and every one of you. And let me start by saying that I firmly believe that students are and must continue to be at the centre of university life, working in partnership with academics and professional staff, not only to develop through an all-embracing student experience, but also to build a university that plays its full role in the communities that it is part of. As Vice-Chancellor, I take great pride in this university and in the students and staff. In my view, it is the credit to this university it provides its students with a superb range of facilities and activities to enable them to make the most of their university days. As you graduate today from the university, it is my firm hope that you can look back on the student experience as being both challenging, rewarding, and transformational in its impact on your life. Of course, when I talk of the student experience, I realize that this will mean something different to each and every one of you. In describing his own experience as a student, Stephen Fry said of student life that lectures broke into one's day and were clearly a terrible waste of time. Necessary, no doubt, if you're reading law or medicine or some other vocational subject, but in the case of English, the natural thing to do was talk a lot, listen to music, drink coffee and wine, read books and go to plays, and perhaps even be in one. You came here as individuals, and I and the university appreciate there are a myriad of different student experiences. Perhaps none of them are a waste of time, I hope. And it is our desire to see every one of you as unique and to deliver the same excellence of experience to all of you. So it's all too easy to say experience without making the real effort to understand what that actually means. Is it a focus on the process of being a student? And if it does, what is more important? Teaching, research, facilities like accommodation, bars, sports facilities, nightlife, developing new relationships? Is it about winning a place at a highly ranked university or getting a good job? For you, it may have been some of these. It may have been all of them. It may have been more. To me, all of these things are important, but what we must ensure is that the individual student and the student body remain at the centre. One thing is absolutely clear to me. Student life is not about being a statistic and a number on a piece of paper. When statistics become too important, then I'm of the firm view that university life starts to lose its soul. The risk is that statistics become a substitute for judgment and personal engagement. The danger is that a one-size-fits-all approach will emerge, and the diversity of our experience will be lost. Whether it's postgraduate students attending classes on a cold wintry evening to develop their career, or it's young full-time undergraduates who value the quality of student life in which formal academic engagement is an essential, perhaps, but also part of a wider experience. Well, that is not this university. We believe in engaging with potential students and their families before they even begin to think about university. We are committed to developing and maintaining a lifelong relationship with our students and our graduates. And while it may be popular among the sector to consider students as customers or consumers, Ulster sees its students as individuals, as friends, and as part of a family. As students, you should expect high standards, but we here believe that at the centre of the student life is a genuine relationship, a mutually beneficial relationship between student and university. A life experience where student, university and staff live and grow together. A true university education is about facilitating students to know what they don't know and to ensure that they develop the skills and ability to find it out for themselves. As a great actor and graduate of this university, Ian McClellan, said, to facilitate our students to try and understand what part you have to play in the world in which we live. There's more to life than you know, and it's all happening around you. Discover what part you can play in it, and then go for it. Of course, social life, in whatever form that might take, is part of student life. It is equally as true that students individually and collectively, through the student body, shape life on this campus and in this university. The university can provide the facilities, but there's a central role for you and your successors in providing the life and soul of this institution. The patterns of student behaviour may have changed, technology may have provided new ways of communicating, and economic conditions mean that more of you have to work to supplement your income during your studies. And I know that your Students' Union is developing to support students in this new context. Nonetheless, what has not changed is that fundamental learning and development relationship between student and university. and I hope that will last long into the future. Those of you graduating today are acutely aware that your successors, the young people coming after you, may not have the opportunity to avail of excellent educational learning that you have benefited from. You may be aware that, even during your time at this institution, due to cutbacks in government investment in our young people, we have had to reduce the number of students we are able to take into this institution by 1,200. This region invests over £2,000 per student less, and we are now have over £60 million less to invest in our facilities than our counterparts across the United Kingdom. Queen's University finds itself in the same predicament. As a university, we are working hard to convince government of the importance of investing in higher education for our young people. At a time when we need more skilled and more talented people, we are offering less opportunities. So I urge you to join us in helping to ensure that your younger siblings, your friends, your family, or indeed your own children, when the time comes, do not have to leave here to fulfill their educational potential. We talk proudly of the university family. As a family, we must come together to ensure that others have the same opportunity to join the family as you have. Be an ambassador for this university, for higher education, and above all, for future generations of young people. Finally, and on a more celebratory note, can I take this opportunity to congratulate you all and thank you for the great pride and hope you give me as Vice-Chancellor of this university, and wish you every success in whatever you do in life. I'll leave you with a quote from Terry Pratchett in his book, The Last Continent. "But we're a university. We have to have a library," said Ridicule. "It adds tone. What sort of people would we be if we didn't go into the library?" "Students," said Senior Wrangler morosely. Of course, I'm confident by the people who are sitting here today that you did go into the library, so congratulations. Can I just say finally, enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy the well-deserved celebration with your friends and family. Thank you very much. In accordance with the wishes of the Senate and by virtue of the authority vested in me, I have conferred honorary degrees, and other academic distinctions of the University of Ulster on those named in the conferment list approved by Senate. I now call upon Professor Adair to present Gary Donegan for the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws.
It is said of Father Gary Donegan that he is a person with a compass in his mind and a magnet in his heart. For the past 2 years, he has served in the Tuberwara Retreat Centre in Crossgar, County Down, where he attempts to deliver practical peace and reconciliation. It is for his work in North Belfast, for which he is known, and which we are honouring today primarily. Gary Donegan, a native of Newton Butler, County Fermanagh, was formerly rector in Holy Cross, Ardoyne, where he was based from 2001 to 2016. He was also parish priest there from 2008 to 2012. He was involved in many initiatives aimed at peace building. From 2012, his congregation accorded him the primary role of peacemaker and mediator in North Belfast. Gary was initially introduced to conflict resolution as a result of the Holy Cross blockade in 2001. Since then, he has acted as mediator with police and community groups and others. He has personal experience of peacemaking over these years and in dealing with the drug problems arising therefrom. Gary spoke at the Eucharistic Congress Dublin on the theme of "The Eucharist calls us to be peacemakers." In March 2014, he also spoke at the Religious Education Congress on the theme "The Passion calls us to be peacemakers and dealing with the legacy of conflict." Gary was also invited to speak on numerous occasions on his involvement in conflict resolution and on peace building in Belfast. Father Gary works in supporting local residents in the task of conflict resolution, parading, and legacy issues. Regular meetings are held with residents, the police, Parades Commission, government representatives, and various civic organisations advocating for and supporting the resolution of contentious parading. He is a founding member of Make It Work and the Civic Society Network, both of whom aim to advocate on behalf of civic society relative to the implementation of the Good Friday Agreement. During his ministry, he has experienced at first hand the effects of trauma in a post-conflict situation in an area of social deprivation. This has manifested itself in high levels of drug and alcohol dependency and led to his experience in the area of suicide and its effects on a community. This has enabled him to share that experience and wisdom through teaching both pre- and post-reg mental health nursing students at this university. On many occasions, he has been the first responder to either the victim or the victim's family, and is an advocate to oversee and to coordinate a joined-up response for suicide awareness, prevention, and reaction. He is also a lively conversationalist. Yet, in his early days, sport was his big passion. To play Gaelic football for Fermanagh was his big thing. Though he never made it into the senior squad, Gary played for his county at minor level and school levels. His father Michael was chairman of Newton Butler Gaelic Athletic Club for over 20 years. And we are delighted this afternoon that Father Gary's mother Christina, his father Michael, his sister Michaela, his sister Attracta, and her husband, Professor Finbar O'Hart, are with us today. Father Gary has been honoured for his community relations work. This year he was presented with the annual Community Relations Exceptional Achievement Award. It recognises achievement of an individual in promoting community relations, intercultural work, or peace building in Northern Ireland. Community Relations Council Chairman Peter Osborne said Father Donegan was a deserved recipient. Gary Donegan has had a profound impact in the Ardoyne area and beyond. He is a man of deep integrity who has worked tirelessly in building peace, community relations, and better understanding in Ardoyne, he said. Gary has never been reluctant to get his hands dirty and has been central in building important and enduring cross-community relationships in one of the most testing environments. In his remarks after receiving the award, Father Donegan paid tribute to his collaborators in reconciliation and said, "I don't serve one community. I don't serve one gender. I don't serve one faith. Some of my best friends are atheists. We have to be there for everyone and make it work together." Vice-Chancellor, this university, through our 5 and 50 strategic plan, seeks to transform lives, to drive innovation, to stimulate creativity and culture, and to make a positive contribution to this society, playing our part as Northern Ireland's civic university. The work of Father Donegan aligns with the ethos, values, and aspirations of this institution. Vice-Chancellor, in the name of the Senate, I present to you Gary Donegan for the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, for his contribution to peace building and community work in Northern Ireland.
Gary Donegan, in the name of the Senate, I present to you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. now call upon Professor Curran, Executive Dean of the Faculty of Life and Health Sciences, to present candidates.
Vice-Chancellor, in the name of the Senate, I present to you candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. William Crowe. Stephanie Kearney. Dawood Khan. Amy McMahon. Paul Miller. Sarah Maria O'Kane. Newper Matter Matak. Kirsty Michelle Porter. Conall Riemann Strain. The degree of Master of Philosophy, Patrick Lawrence O'Brien. The degree of Master of Science in Biomedical Science, Uliti Gamunyu. Natasha McLeod Hopley. Rebecca Wright. Miriam Mutembo. Utunde Okasimbo Animashon. Harvinder Kaur Atwell. Susan Daly. Jovita Valerial John. Michelle O'Connor. Margaret Marie Riley. The degree of Master of Science in Clinical Vision Science, Sue Ellen Doherty. The degree of Master of Science in Dietetics, Nyasa Ford. Niamh Gilmartin. Amy Macaulay. Maeve O'Shea. The degree of Master of Science in Human Nutrition, Abigail Mary Carthy Walsh. Niamh McManus. The degree of Master of Science in Biomedical Science, Shannon McConkey. The Graduate Certificate in Biomedical Science, Fiona Shearer Harper. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Food and Nutrition and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Bernadette Miller. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Human Nutrition and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Catherine Mary Quinn. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Biology and Diploma in Professional Practice, Stephanie Elizabeth Nicole Ashfield Beatty. Jordan Adam Thomas Beggs. Chloe Alexandra Watson. Shannon McCourt. Mark Thomas Carlton Squance. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Biomedical Sciences and Diploma in Professional Practice, Sarah Louise Craig. Samantha Catherine Suzanne Giles. Rebecca Gail Gilpin. Jack Green. Paul Horan. Joseph McLaughlin. Courtney Sarah Potts. William Kyle John Simpson. Tony Spence. Rebecca Lauren Stewart. Giles James Carey. Karen Chambers. Marie Claire Crilly. Cian Diver. Lucy Helen Forbes. Amy Graham. Paris Alexandra Greenwood. William James Heasley. Siobhan Lindores. Jody David Thomas Martin. Holly McCusker. Ryan McGowan. James Patrick McGrain. Adam Robert Peter Miller. Hannah Amber Miller. Judith Carol Nelson. Lindsay Niblock. Sean Paul Taylor. Sharon Christina Taylor. Dervla Fleming. Michael Andrew McBride. Nicole Shields. Deirdre Williamson. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Food and Nutrition and Diploma in Professional Practice, Judith Sarah Eleanor Baird. Hazel Chloe Burgess. Paula Morgan. Hannah Anglin. Natasha Beatty. Sophie Beatty. Rebecca Docherty. Maria Donnelly. Stephen James Hoy. Kirsty Ruth Kirkpatrick. Emer Mary Mackle. Erin Marie McAleese. Debbie Nicole McCrory. Jenna Victoria McKeown. Laura McCall. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Human Nutrition and Diploma in Professional Practice, Tanya Beth Carson. Fionnuala Conwell, Rebecca Johnston, Claire Rachel McKeown, Leah Totten, Joanne Burtonshaw, Emma Brennan, Nuala Byrne, Michelle Clements, Callan Courtney Dickey, Kirsten Elliott, Orla Feehan, Andrew Granger, Shannon Kerr, Melanie Martin, Jennifer Meza. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Biology and Diploma in Professional Practice International, Danielle Maria Gray. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Biomedical Sciences and Diploma in Professional Practice International, Christopher McNally. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Food and Nutrition and Diploma in Professional Practice International, Christopher Maguire. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Human Nutrition and Diploma in Professional Practice International, Aveen Dunn. Holly Irwin. Hazel Windsor Aubrey. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Applied Biosciences, Magella O'Neill. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Biology, Alexandra Louise Valerie Cowden. Matthew Robert Johnston. Fergal McCardle. Catherine Sarah McBride. Fabrice Tyson Paul Wallace. Rebecca Campbell McMurray. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Biomedical Science, Susan Conway. Bianca Harwich. Gail McCormick. Nadine Sarah Esther Ford. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Biomedical Sciences, Shanley Rose Clark. Emma Irwin. Hiyu Ting Lam. Yuroso Mahmood. Emma Catherine Malloy. Jonathan William Robert Paul. Jeet Ming Yap. Amy Claire Billington. Georgia May Burns. Jack Donaghy. Matthew English. Hiyu Lam Fan. Kyle Ainsley Glass. Laura Rachel Hazlitt. Amy Victoria Johnston. Wei Kwan Law. Aidan Michael Murphy. Imogen Page. Andrea Agnes Stanfield. Brendan Swan. Nathan Thomas Fleming. Carly Green. Jodie McKeown. Sonia Nahid Ali. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Biotechnology, Chun Yi Lee. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Dietetics, Rachel Sarah Craven. Gillian Alison Davidson. Simone Bernice Keegan. Shauna Claire McCormick. Jill Charlene Stewart. Sarah Louise Willis. Naomi Elizabeth Blakely. Carrie Rosemary Boyd. Emily Caroline Craig. Aisling Frances McCourt. Laura McElhone. Rachel McGee. Kelly Nicole O'Neill. Aisling Magella Rush. Anna Mary Boyle. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Food and Nutrition, Hiyu Yan Tang. Ing Chuk Wing. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Human Nutrition, Chuk Ying Cherry Chan. Tok Ho Lo. Cho King Ing. Lahi Young Wan. Ziki Hung. Aoife McKenna. Chun Man Tong. Yan Yi Wong. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Optometry, Emma Jane Cargill. Molly Elizabeth Carson. Ruth Lois Gracie. Gemma Louise Houston. Ruth Elizabeth Irwin. Sinead Catherine McAleese. Sarah McNeese. Sahar Amber Ahmed. Callum Boyd. Nadine Duddy. Miriam Hollick. Hannah Mary Hawthorne. Emma Breege Kelly. Hannah Marie Leckie. Sarah McConnell. Hannah Murdoch. Jonathan Mark Phillips. Aisha Sadiqa. Lauren Sarah Rebecca Fitzsimmons. Daniel Joseph McCaughey. Shauna Jane McComb. Leisha Bridget McNulty. Aidan Minoff. Naomi Stewart. Vice-Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of candidates from the Faculty of Life and Health Sciences.
Thank you, Professor Curran, for presenting candidates. I now call upon Professor Carmichael, Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences, to present candidates.
Vice-Chancellor, in the name of the Senate, I present to you candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Sarah Llewellyn Hodgett. Christine Marie McKeever. The degree of Master of Arts in Teaching of English to Speakers of Other Languages, Susan Elizabeth Turner. Sarah Ramirez Meza. The Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Art and Design, Owen Barry. Mark Andrew Dunlop. Tiffany Dawn Marie Gage. Anna Johnston. Maeve Brigid Evelyn Mayer. Daniel Joseph Nellis. Louise Reid. Annabel Spence. The Postgraduate Certificate in Education in English with Drama and Media Studies, Shanine Marie Boyle. Neve Burns. Anna Louisa Cameron. Rachel Gillard. Helen Mary McCartan. Ashleen Marie Dixon. Janice Marie McKay. Richard Stephen Morrow. Dervla Maureen O'Brien. Nathan Thuragengam. The Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Geography, Paige Elizabeth Brown. Ashley Heather Phillips. Amy Louise Robinson. Declan James Shields. Claire Ann Stewart. The Postgraduate Certificate in Education in History, Finan Owen Bradley. Elizabeth Sylvia Falloon. Matthew William Gamble. Robert Sidney Henry. Anna Louise Martin. Donal Malachi McAnallen. Paul Adrian McCardle. Breda McPeak. Ryan Hamilton Mitchell. Neve Mary Morris. Dennis Samuel Scott. The Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Home Economics, Sarah Edith Allen. Emma Campbell. Michaela Therese Mary Donaghy. Ruth Donnelly. Gronya Maria Gordon. Laura Hunter. Victoria Isabella Morrow. Jolene Mullen. Emma Rebecca Sloan. Laura Jane Trolland. Amy Victoria Wright. The Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Music, Fiona Joy Elliott. Anna Rebecca Francis. Helena Hendren. Paul Masterson. Victoria Mills. Niall Michael Moore. Rebecca Anna O'Doherty. Christopher Joseph O'Reilly. The Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Physical Education, Michelle Jane Black. Rory Stephen Convery. Neve Donnelly. Gemma Margaret Fraser. Claire Elizabeth Johnston. Ronan O'Neill. Nicholas Sterling. Stephanie Ellen Wilson. The Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Primary Education, Elizabeth Bartlett. Hannah Blair. Emma Tiffany Clark. Aoife Coyle, Rebecca Maria Fagan, Claire Patricia Gribben, Owen Paul Gribben, Kerry Louise Grogan, Claire Hamill, Caroline Jones, Nicole Kelly, Rachel Elaine Lister, Kelly Elizabeth Loughran, Joel Luke McCartney, Michael Paul McCulloch, Diane Emma McDonnell, Ciara McGranahan, Jordan William Martin McRoberts, Kieran Niall Morrison, Kelly Sharon Morrison, David William Murray, Dylan Jason Norton, Catherine Robinson, Mark Hugh William Robinson, Gillian Sarah Ross, David James Smith, Jill Lauren Somerville, Jill Spence, Tiernan Strickland, the Postgraduate Certificate in Education in Technology and Design, Jessica Goretti McQuiston. Vice-Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of candidates from the Faculty of Social Sciences.
Thank you, Professor Carmichael, for presenting candidates. I now call upon Honorary Graduate Dr. Donegan to address the congregation on behalf of those who have been presented.
Vice-Chancellor Professor Paddy Nixon, Presenter Professor Alistair Adair, Members of Council and Senate, graduates, recipients of awards, ladies and gentlemen, I am genuinely most privileged to receive this honorary doctorate from a university that plays such a big part in developing the potential and talent of thousands of students. I'd also like to take this opportunity to say a special thanks to my parents, my sisters, my brother, extended family circle and close friends who have given me their unfailing support over these past number of years. I'm aware that I share this occasion with all of you who graduate today. This is your day too, and I congratulate you, your lecturers, your families on your splendid achievements. My attendance today at this prestigious event was preceded last weekend by an evening to commemorate the sad closing of my old alma mater, St Eugene's College, Rosslea, after 49 years of dedicated service. There I delivered the keynote speech and recalled with mirth on the occasion of my final day at school. That day I was quizzed about my plans for the future. When it came my turn, I retorted with some trepidation, "I think I'm going to become a priest." With a look that betrayed bewilderment, the response was, "Priest, you wouldn't make an altar boy." Somehow, 26 years later, after being ordained, I find myself in this splendid hall, having shocked so many people, probably most myself. Today, I want to give thanks to all those dedicated teachers who give me a solid foundation in life. Education plays a vital role in the creation of a new and shared society in which equality is treasured as a gift for all. Ordained a Passionist priest in 1991, my life as an itinerant preacher was totally transformed by my appointment to Holy Cross Parish. Shortly after I arrived in Ardoyne, in fact, on my birthday, the well-documented events of the Holy Cross Girls' School blockade of 2001 developed. Without any prior experience, along with my fellow Passionist, Father Aidan Troy, I was thrust into what became an international story that was only superseded by the events of 9/11 in the US. My eyes were then opened to the enormity of the task of reconciling a divided community, which from that moment became my life's work. Although this award is a recognition of my work, I feel it is appropriate to acknowledge the dedication of the many people throughout this community who've sacrificed so much in the work of peace and teaching people how to love rather than how to hate. Some of those very people are in this hall with me today, including my friend, the Reverend Harold Good. I include many courageous people who have taken enormous tasks and risks for this ongoing task. They may never receive the thanks or the public recognition for the vital work that they do. Recent history would demonstrate that the task of peace building remains as important as ever, particularly in the areas where I work in Belfast, for example, Ardoyne and the Shankill. Communities such as these have benefited least of all from what is the so-called peace dividend. How unjust it is that in these areas that were most afflicted by the trauma during the conflict, that they continue to be scourged by the underlying threat of violence and continued exploitation. In such places, our mission is to present alternatives, and that ultimate alternative is hope. Barack Obama, in his election night address in Chicago in 2008, proclaimed, "And where we meet with cynicism and doubt and fear, and those who tell us we can't, we will respond with the timeless creed that sums up the spirit of the American people with these three simple words: yes, we can." As a co-founder of the Make It Work campaign, a member of the Civic Society Network, a group of leaders from civic society who are committed to promoting the voice of the people to politicians and to governments, we advocated and achieved through Article 67 of the Stormont Agreement that civic voice should be enshrined in all future governance of the state. So today, my fellow graduates, as members of civic society, you are the voice, you are the future, you are the hope. We can make this place work. Yes, we can. I digress for a moment when I'm reminded of the GAA coach who, in his over-enthusiasm at half-time pep talk when the team was losing, he said with a logic that could only be led by a GAA coach, he said, "In the second half, lads, I want you to keep the high balls low, spread out into a bunch, and remember the 3 C's: courage, conviction, and determination." This day, for all of us, is a day of celebration, and rightly so. Often we find ourselves surrounded by cynicism and downbeat comments that lay the foundation of self-doubt and unworthiness. My hope for you, my fellow graduates, is that you let your light shine in whatever walk of life that you choose. Live as Nelson Mandela advised in his inaugural speech when he was made President of South Africa in 1994. He used a quote from a book called A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You're a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure. We're all meant to shine as children do. We're born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. And it's not just for some of us, it's for everyone. So let your own light shine. We unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we were liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. An example of how fear of self and doubt can come in. Way back in 1983, when I joined the Passionists, in our monastery in the Gran in Enniskillen, some friends of mine took me out for the day to Costa del Bondorn. It was incredibly exciting. And there, when I came back, I was supposed to get in a side door, but unfortunately Brother Mark locked it, and I knew I was in serious trouble. So I had to get into the monastery, otherwise I might have been thrown out of it, slightly perplexed. So I put a garden seat against the side of the building, and I ran at it, and I hit it with force. I probably did structural damage to the building. I managed to put my hand on a hot radiator in this room that an elderly priest used during the day. I did a double flip over the other side, only an Olympian could have actually done. Tossed everything in sight, all the medication, this old man, and I stood up. And there this massive thing was in front of me. It was enormous. I had three choices. I could have said, "Good evening, Jesus," and died on the spot. I could have jumped back out the window and been killed in the fall. Or to face what this was, and I ran past it. And I got upstairs. I was petrified. And I'm not a pious priest. I'm known as the priest with the genes. And there I was. The prayers were dripping off me. I never was as holy in my life. And I decided I better go down and face what the fear is. So I went down, filled full of lack of confidence. And I went down and I went in. And there it was. In the corner of the room was a wardrobe with a full-length mirror. So, my fellow graduates, let your light shine. Don't be paralyzed by yourself as I was in the reflection, because you are capable of anything. It has been my honor, genuinely, and a privilege to share this wonderful day with you, with your families and friends, this wonderful institution that is Ulster University. The kindness that has been bestowed on me today, and the cheesecake was wonderful. And to my family and the welcome, it says something of you and what you can be and what you will be in the future. So together, animated by those three C's, let us go forward in peace, reconciliation and hope. Let's make this place work.
Thank you, Dr. Donegan, for that inspirational speech. I'd now like to call upon Mark Hugh William Robinson, a new graduate in the Faculty of Social Sciences, to propose a vote of thanks.
Vice-Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, I am pleased and privileged to speak to you on behalf of those graduating today. Our degree certificates are a very tangible demonstration of hard work, effort and dedication. Of course, behind that very rewarding, very special and very eagerly anticipated parchment lies every part of our experience at Ulster University. And it is that experience that shapes our future prospects and potential, our studies, the relevance of the knowledge and life skills that we have acquired, the confidence that we have gained, and the firm friendships we have made. We have managed the challenges of completing our studies with our ambitions firmly fixed on the opportunities that will lie ahead for us as an Ulster University graduate. As a primary PGCE graduate, it is no exaggeration to say that the past academic year has been one of the most challenging, exhausting, but most fulfilling of my academic career. Before this year, I was unaware that I would have to create a puppet from a pair of tights, spend many hours fretting over the tiniest detail in a numeracy lesson plan, and make numerous educational resources. Although being here today has made all those late nights, meltdowns, and moments of self-doubt seem worthwhile. For all of you reaching this point today, congratulations. This day is a huge triumph. It is the result of your perseverance and commitment. I am privileged to become a graduate of Ulster University, feeling unbelievably prepared to be the transformative primary school teacher I was trained to be. I aspire to become a teacher who will plant the seed of knowledge that will grow forever. It is my hope that we would all continue to show the same characteristics that got us here today, that we may continue to persevere and reach our full potential as professionals in whatever field of work we find ourselves in. Graduating today, it is encouraging to know that Ulster alumni are leading, contributing, inspiring and influencing far and wide. Through the alumni networks, we can learn from those who have gone before us, and the alumni programmes and services on offer enable us to stay connected and supported as we embark upon fresh challenges and opportunities. Ulster University is a place where knowledge is created, generated, shared and brought to life. We all leave here as assured and well-equipped graduates, ready to fulfil our careers and ambitions. The knowledge and attributes that we have acquired in our time here will in turn shape and influence others in many and varied paths that each of us here today will now choose to take. On behalf of my fellow students and friends here today, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our families and friends who have supported and encouraged us in our university career. Of course, our lecturers and support staff are right at the heart of our time here at Ulster University, and it is imperative that we thank them all for their inspiration, understanding and guidance. So thank you all for being part of this very special occasion, a celebration for everyone, not just for those of us graduating, but for all who play a part in harnessing potential and shaping bright futures. Thank you.
So that brings us to the close of the ceremony, and formally I declare this graduation ceremony closed and invite the new graduates to join the academic procession as we leave the hall.